Chapter 7.2, Testing Claims Using P-Values. The lengths of time in years it took a random sample of 32 former smokers to quit smoking permanently or listed at alpha equals 0.05. Is there enough evidence to reject the claim that the mean time it takes smokers to quit smoking permanently is 15 years? And here are all the times that you see. There are 32 of them. Okay, here's your hypothesis that you're going to test. Because this says is 15 years, my null hypothesis is going to be equal to 15. And the alternative hypothesis is going to be not equal to 15 because that's the opposite. Since my sample is at least 30, it's 32, the appropriate test for this is going to be the z-test. So here's what we're going to do. This procedure, the z-test, requires a standard deviation, but in cases where n is greater than 30, the sample standard deviation, which is s, can be used to approximate your population standard deviation. So here we're first going to need to find the sample standard deviation. So we're going to go to the calculator, and I've already listed the numbers in there. And what we're going to do is you're going to enter your data points into L1, and I've already listed those in L1. So if we'll go to the calculator, if you want to list yours in, that's what's there. When you open it up, you'll see those numbers, all the data's listed there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've listed the data, and I'm going to go to Stat, over to Calculate, One Variable Statistics, and I'm going to enter again, and there's my mean, and here's my standard deviation. So let's take a look at this. So all you did here was you went to Stat, over to Calculate, and we did One Variable Stats, and I pressed second L1 and enter. I don't really do that because it already picks up L1, so that's not a step you really actually need. The book suggests that, but I just press enter twice. And I'm going to perform the test. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Stat, I'm going over to Test, and I'm going to select the z-test. We're going to select data because we have data in L1. Then we're going to fill in the appropriate information from the question to be able to do this problem. So here's what we're going to do. We're going back to the calculator, and we're going to go Stat, over to Test, and we're going to do the z-test, which is the first one. So it's your first choice. And so I'm going to press enter, and you're going to see that I have data, and I have data in L1, so I'm going to press enter and move that down so it's picking up data. 15 was my my null hypothesis, so I'm going to fill in 15 here. My standard deviation was 4.29 when I rounded it off. My numbers are in list 1, and the frequency is 1, so I'm just going to keep moving down each time because that's all correct. And I want this choice, which is the not equal to sign, because that's what the alternative hypothesis is. And then I'm going to move down, and I'm going to press calculate, and from that you see your p-value, and your p-value is 0.827, and there's your mean, your sample standard deviation that we rounded off to 4.29. There are 32 n values, and 15, it's not equal to 15. So now we're going to go back here, and since the p-value, and if I can get down here, since the p-value is greater than alpha, because my alpha, when I look at this problem, my alpha is 0.05, so here's alpha, and I'm comparing that to 8.27 or 0.827, and it's greater than. So I know that I'm going to fail to